Remember, he needs all the cash he came in for, or he walks away with nothing.
Hello, my name's David Warr. I've written a CD-Rom called Language Gardening. It's a CD to help teach English to English-speaking children and also to foreign learners. I won the British Council Award for Innovation in 2007 in English language teaching. Okay. This is a language plant. It's a concept I invented myself. The idea is we're presenting lots of different words. The old man lived by himself. The wise old man lived in peace. He lived in an old hut, an old wooden hut. The idea is that by presenting language like this, it's much more accessible for learners. It's colour-coded, adjectives are green, nouns blue, verbs red, so language becomes much more visual. The CD itself has 60 different of these language plants, 600 activities. In total, there's 200 hours of material for classroom use. To date, I've sold £15,000 worth of sales. I have some potential investments that I'm very excited about in the future. I think with the help of an investor, this business could grow. There's a huge potential. I thank you very much.
David's clearly passionate and knowledgeable about his language garden, an interactive teaching aid, but in the heat of the den, he's missed out two vital pieces of information.
How much money are you looking for?
20,000.
For what percentage?
5.
OK, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 39. For most of my 20s, I taught English abroad, teaching English in Hungary, Portugal and Italy. I came up with this idea myself when I was presenting teacher training in Portugal, working for the British Council, and I came up with this idea. It's a way of presenting language. Since then, I've moved back to Birmingham, back to my parents, and I've been working on this idea. Each year, I think, OK, this year I'm going to move out, and it's never quite worked out. But my time is devoted to this because I believe that the investment in time I'm making now will pay off in the future.
Hi, David. I'm Julie.
Hi, Julie.
I used to teach English language to French people, so I kind of get what you're doing here. This is, I think, is more for kids.
This is a lower level one. Yeah. It's certainly not just for children, although children do find it very nice. I think it brings out the inner child in everybody, and if you ever learnt a foreign language, you are in effect becoming a bit more like a child, that you can't say what you want to say. And
can I take a look here?
Please do.
Yeah.
The idea is this is like a jigsaw puzzle.
Right.
You have to put the words back into place.
OK.
It's stayed black, so you know you're wrong.
Ah.
It was the old... Do you remember what it was?
The old...
Good.
Man.
Very good. He's turned blue, so you know you're right.
Got it. OK.
Can you remember the other adjective that it was describing man?
Very good. Move that around. Boom, boom, boom.
Very good.
Yep.
The wise old man.
So it's all about placing words correctly in, and it tells you when you're right and tells you when you're wrong.
This activity, yes.
OK.
OK.
David's managing to maintain the dragon's focus on his bid. Now Shafrazul wants to drill down on the figures.
Can we just go back to the revenue? You've had £15,000 turnover in what period of time?
In 2 years.
Essentially, your revenue has been £7,500 a year.
Yeah.
OK.
David, how could you add 3 zeros to that?
Yeah.
How? What could you do to make that 1,000 times that? Big business.
One deal I have in place is, well, it's not in place, sorry, it's under discussion, and that's working with an internet provider. In France, it would say that they are hoping for 10,000 users a month, and then French subscribers would pay about maybe €2 a month to download a certain amount of activities every week.
David might have potential deals in the pipeline, but his actual turnover is still modest, and that hasn't escaped the notice of the dragons.
You've asked for £20,000 for 5% of the business. OK, do you realise what that values your business at?
Quite a lot.
How much does it value it at?
I'd say 400,000.
400,000, OK. If I was to give you the £20,000, how would I get a return on my investment?
Well, this deal with the internet provider, that would be £120,000 in the first year. times 3, 360, and they're hoping to increase the number of users. So I believe from one deal alone, I could make the 400,000.
How close are you to securing that deal?
I'm going over to Paris in a few weeks' time, and my agent says that the talks are well advanced.
Do you have any correspondence to that effect?
Yes, I have.
David is trying to persuade the Dragons to invest in his business, Language Garden, on the back of a deal that he hasn't yet closed. Shafrazul is quick to spot a problem with the contract.
OK, this is an agency contract. All it demonstrates is that you have an agent.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to demonstrate that you're actually negotiating with the ISP?
No, in 2 weeks' time, I will have.
The only issue we have is we're doing a deal here either now.
That's right. I would even go so far as to say that any deal we did do would be subject to this deal being proven to be correct. Yes, I wouldn't want to mislead you in any way.
David is confident that he can deliver on his internet contract. Shafrazul wants more from the entrepreneur.
Do you have other ideas for teaching English? Do you sit down and you say, God, I've got another idea?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do these come to you all the time? Yeah?
I mean, again, the different activities, I don't know if you know the word morphology. We could say there's 3 words here. There's power, powerful, and powerfully. So powerfully is an adverb, but powerful is an adjective, and power is a noun. So no one else does that. So it's another idea that I like doing, and thinking of different activities that makes learning language accessible.
Yeah. Interesting, interesting.
It's an unusual moment. Silence descends on the den as the Dragons deliberate on the deal before them.
David, I'm potentially interested in making you an offer here. I'm interested, though, in making this a big success. So becoming one of the leading brands in language teaching over the web. Getting this to be a downloadable, self-teaching module so that people on the go, via their iPod, 15 minutes on the tube, can be rehearsing and teaching them. There's a lot of work eventually on the product side, even more, but what you've got today, I think, is good. However, I can't really buy into the 400K valuation, David. Instead of the £20,000 for 5% that you're asking for, I can see giving you an investment of £10,000 for 20% of the business. And for the other half of that investment, you'll have to speak to the other dragon.
This is a first in the online den. Julie Meyer is prepared to make an offer, but she wants her rival dragon to come in on the deal. But will Shafrazul accept?
David, Julie summed up very, very eloquently what the business requires. I think, certainly with Julie's involvement, the business has quite a high chance of success. So I will match Julie's offer and give you the other £10,000 you're looking for exactly the same equity.
Mm-hmm. It's up to me.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
The Dragons have got ambitious plans for expanding David's business, but to justify the time it'll take, they're demanding a huge stake.
I accept. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. David, congratulations.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Julie.
you.
David has done it. He had to part with 40% of the equity, but he's got the money he needs to take his business to the next level. I caught up with him after his deal in the online den.
I can tell by your grin that you're still taking it in.
Yes.
You wanted initially to give away 5%. You gave away 40%. Did you have a figure in your head that I do not want to give any more than whatever away?
7.
7. Any regrets right now?
Not yet.
Okay.